Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel at Peace Makeover. Today I'm joined by
The perseverance, guys.
we're going to be checking out a short story about slavery. This was highly recommended and we're about to give this a try. So guys, without further ado, let's get started.
And now for a brief history of slavery. Here's the first thing you need to know. Slavery was not invented by white people. It did not start in 1619 when the first slaves came to Jamestown. It existed before then. It did not start in 1492 when Columbus discovered the New World. In fact, when the intrepid explorer landed in the Bahamas, the native Taino tribe hoped that he would help them defeat their aggressive neighbors, the Caribs. The Caribs enslaved the Taino and, on occasion, served them for dinner. Slavery existed in Africa, Asia, and the Middle East. The word slave actually comes from the Slavs of Eastern Europe. Millions of them, all white by the way, were captured and enslaved by Muslims in the 9th century and later by the Ottoman Turks. Slavery existed when the Roman Empire controlled the Mediterranean and most of Europe from the 1st through the 5th centuries. Slavery existed when Alexander the Great conquered Persia in the 4th century BC. It was so common that Aristotle simply considered it natural. The slave master model was just how the world operated in the great philosopher's day. Slavery existed during the time of the ancient Egyptians 5,000 years ago. As far back as we can go in human history, we find slavery.
That's true.
As renowned historian John Steele Gordon notes from time immemorial, slaves were a major item of commerce. As much as a third of the population of the ancient world was enslaved. Here's the second thing you need to know. White people were the first to formally put an end to slavery. In 1833, Britain was the first country in the history of the world to pass a Slavery Abolition Act. They were quickly followed by France, who in 1848 abolished slavery in her many colonies. Then, of course, came the 13th Amendment in the United States Constitution. After centuries of human slavery, white men led the world in putting an end to the abhorrent practice. That includes the 300,000 Union soldiers, overwhelmingly white, who died during the Civil War.
It's a hidden
Now, am I
facts
saying
that
that
people are not
this
talking
makes
about.
white people better than anyone else? Of course not. My purpose here is to simply tell the truth, and the truth is that human history is complicated. No one, regardless of skin color, stands guiltless. Yet today we are never told to consider the murderous Persian Empire or the cannibalism of indigenous tribes of North and South America or the heinous actions under the imperialistic Muslim, Chinese, Mongol, or Japanese empires, to name just a few. Instead, we're told that slavery is a white phenomenon. And like all persistent lies, this lie spawns a bunch of other lies. On social media, I come across extraordinary depictions about how Africans lived like pharaohs before Europeans came and laid waste to their paradise. I wish any of this were true, but it's not. It's a fantasy. The truth is that Africans were sold into slavery by other Black Africans, and in many cases, sold for items as trivial as gin and mirrors. Whites didn't go into the interior and round up the natives. They waited on the coast for their Black partners to bring them Black bodies. The stark reality is that our lives had very little value to our ancestors. Here's the third thing you need to know. If you think slavery is a relic of the past, you're wrong. There are some 700,000 slaves in Africa today, right now. That's the lowest estimate that I could find. Other sources say there are many more. For context, that's almost twice as many slaves as were ever brought to the United States. Child soldiers,
Wow.
human trafficking, forced labor, these are the conditions that currently exist within the same sub-Saharan region where the transatlantic slave trade originated. African bodies are being sold today like they were sold then, and no, they are not being purchased by any country of white men. In fact, slavery, by any traditional definition, is exclusively practiced today within non-white countries. But we hear almost nothing about that.
Why?
Just like we hear nothing about how slavery was universal until good people in Europe and America ended it 2 centuries ago. Why? Because our so-called leaders, black and white, wouldn't profit from it. Black victimhood is nothing if not profitable. It elects politicians and funds racial grievance groups. And if Black Americans began to view themselves as partners in the American dream, if we embraced the patriotic spirit that holds all men are created equal, the patriotic spirit that is our real heritage, then the race hustlers would soon be out of business. And who wants that? I'm Candice Owens, author of Blackout for Prager University.
Okay. See, so these are hidden facts that people don't want to talk about. Hidden facts that is being swept under the carpet. People don't want to bring about that slavery still exists in Africa. And we have the majority of slaves right now in the world, like in Africa. And we're the one who complain more that we're being shipped out to Europe countries and sold as slaves. So it baffles me that it still exists. That's why we keep on doing this video for the entire world to know, like, this still exists. We have to bring a stop to it. We have to unite, according to Owen. We have to unite together because it's unity that brings bond and trust that we'll be able to discover more that where people are hidden, where people are kept, where people are enslaved. We have to talk more about this every time. This is a very, very vital topic. Some people have been dead more than 10 years, probably, enslaved. So we have to keep on talking about this until things are done. Because until I watch this video before I know what is actually happening around me, I never expected it. I never knew such an art still exists in such number. 700 and something thousand. That is the lowest you could find. So we have to bring more awareness to this and for the entire world to see for this to stop. Of recent, I heard like some group of guys were enslaved in a room, like until their fellow neighbors noticed like something was wrong in the house. So they had to call police. Unknowing for them that those boys have been there for over 2 years. 2 years. What are they doing? They were all malnourished. So it's something that is still existing.
For that long.
It's something that is still existing. So we have to keep on talking about it. The world needs to hear it. And more people have to. If you observe anything that is strange, you die the number. Like the entire world need to know about this. You need to call the police. You need to bring awareness to the place you observe something that is not right. But this is an eye-opening video for the entire world to see, and we keep on recommending this video to more people to watch, for the entire world to see, because it's really, really good. It's history that was swept under the carpet, that people, black especially, don't want to talk about this. It's not just the white. Like our fellow skin color don't want to talk about it. So it's something that we should bring more awareness to. What do you think about it?
Well, I feel like I already know that slavery wasn't a white man's thing. At first, I thought when people talk about the slavery as a white man, they're just like speaking about how they are being treated in the United States. I never knew they were like attributing that the whites are the one that started slavery, because I always know it wasn't their doing. If you read the Bible, you see that the Israelites, they were enslaved in Egypt for 400 years. So it's been there from the very beginning, even in the Bible. So it didn't start from when? From this new generation. It didn't start from them. It started long ago. It's been recorded for thousands of years, even before the whites and the black knew each other. But I just feel we should put aside the skin color. We should learn to work together. We should learn to look at our fellow neighbors, whether black, white, Asian, whatever skin color you are. We should learn to work with them without feeling inferior or feeling superior because of the skin color we have. And we should stop victimizing a particular skin color. It makes people feel like they are oppressed, makes people feel like they are below others and they're below other standards. Just like when women are like, oh, I didn't get a job because there were men there. What if you didn't get a job because you didn't do good enough? the same apply with skin color, because there are some people that are trying to hire people with different skin colors so that they will be diverse. Despite your educational background, they just want to hire someone of color. I feel we should learn to appreciate people based on their work, based on what they can offer, not based on their skin tone or diversity. So we should learn how to come together. We are all one. Does not matter whether you're dark, white, blue. It does not matter. Just come together and work towards a very good goal. So guys, thank you so much for this video. I really enjoyed it, and I would love to see more videos like this. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our videos. We'll see you on the next one.